they're a handful. The most wins, and I guess 21 games in a row. It's a real ball club. So hopefully those 10 weeks of SEC prepared us. I don't want us to change. I mean, we have an identity. This is who we are. I think the biggest mistake, number one, you could make is try to be somebody else or tailor your game too much. It's important to know your opponent, but at the same time, we can't go try to grab more this weekend. I would take the consistency with which we played last week and do that again. That's what we're trying to reach. We're trying to reach our consistent standard and be a consistent baseball team, regardless of who's on the other side. Even though we have the hottest team in college baseball, we're playing. And I've been listening to a lot of conversations. They're ongoing. They're going right now. You get off the field and you go do your last prep work for your opponent. That's happening as we speak. But what I've got from Coastal is just the freebie championship type team. And when I say that, I look at a team with 165 hit by pitches, over 106 stolen bases, and a ton of walks, like 436 maybe to be close of freebies. Then that's an offensive strategy. That's what Gary Gilmore had done forever. Now Kevin Schnall, who was an assistant for 20 years, is in his first year as a head coach. That's what they had bred to do in the Big South and now in the Sun Belt, which is a great baseball conference, and they've played that. And I guess we were seeing Fluky the first night as their starter, and you look at him and the number two starter, two right-handed starters that basically are at about 180 innings and 18 walks in between those two starters. So you just keep looking around at every aspect, and it is not necessarily like an SEC team where you're trying to get a couple guys on and get the 3-run homer. There's no doubt that they absolutely possess that. They have a double-digit home run guy. But it's the death by 1,000 paper cuts, as I keep hearing. It's the term that people use today. But it's a freebie war. They are celebrating every time they get a freebie and get on base and do things. And we can be competitive with that. And it matches, hopefully, in our preparation. You know, we probably need to get ahead in the game. That slows some offensive strategy. Our ability to throw that percentage of strikes like we waived all year for our pitching staff, buddy, it'll never be needed more than in a series like this to get ahead and stay ahead and use your head through counts and sequences and things of that nature. So, yeah, they do some incredible things. And that freebie war, if you continue to win that day in and day out, that's how you win 21 in a row. That's how you are so successful. And they're great at home. So I have all the respect. Last week we talked about respect. The game, your opponent, you must, or you'll get, this will be it, right? We have a very surprising large number of teams in our league that's not advancing and still playing. You must respect the game. You must respect your opponent. We're going to have to apply force. We'll have to be ready to play again. We can't just roll anything out here and expect any success. And then we have to execute. Those were our three things last week. I still think they're extremely applicable this week.